This is Lansdowne ROAR, the voice of the fans. David Dunn here, joined by Conor McAvoy for a very special edition of Lansdowne ROAR. A bit of a special Easter edition. Hope you haven't got too sick on your Easter eggs, although this is recorded obviously not on Easter Sunday, because if so, I would probably be in hospital. You're very welcome, of course. Conor, how are you doing? You all right? You having fun over there? And you look forward to your Easter eggs tomorrow? Or later today?
Yes, I've already had 6 already today.
That doesn't surprise me, folks. This guy in Bulgaria had a Big Mac and 20 chicken nuggets, and he had, as Roy Keane would say, a sweet a McFlurry. And it's not a pick on you. I hate you.
That's why you keep healthy. That's what I say. As I always said to you, Dave, when you go on holidays, calories don't count.
They do. They do for me.
No, that's when you eat healthy with your home and you're all right. Don't worry.
I do eat healthy at home.
But anyway, away from talking about McDonald's, I'm good. It's been enjoyable a couple of days now watching football, with the Good Friday, having all them matches on the Friday. We had the lads playing in the Championship, EFL. I'm trying to think, was there any other none of the European leagues, and then we had a great night of League of Ireland football last night, which I thought was very enjoyable to watch. Got to watch probably the two best footballing teams in the league, Shamrock Rovers and Pat Squaw, go into a very, very entertaining game last night. Not, Dave, I know you're with your superstitions with the camera. You're lucky you didn't see Drogheda against Shells last night. Wouldn't have known there was a match on with the way the rain was blowing into the cameras the whole time. But away from that, it's been an enjoyable couple of days of watching football.
Oh, good. I'm glad you enjoyed it, and hopefully you guys have enjoyed it too, the Roar faithful out there, and you're going to enjoy this episode. We're just going to have a little look back at the Good Friday games and, of course, the Saturday games here. Just a cheeky little toe poke up the hole. There you go. Whatever sense that makes. I'm sure someone out there will go, I know what he means. But no, yeah, that's it really. We're just going to have a little look and then give you a rundown of the Friday and Saturday games, and then we're going to have a little just chat about what to expect on Sunday, what to look forward to for the week as well. And that's it. Oh yeah, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, by the way. Please hit that subscribe button. Also hit the like button as well. It really does help. And head out to a Facebook, Instagram, and a Twitter account. And if you wouldn't mind, please head over to lansdowneroar.ie. lansdowneroar.ie for opinions. There's loads of articles from last night's match reports as well. From some of the writing team there. They put a lot of effort into it. So
do you smell that? I smell illegal watchers. Just smell it. 40% of people illegally watching us. I'm sick of it. I'm just sick of it. It's getting out of hand here, Dave. It's getting out of hand here.
It's outrageous. I mean, we should really hire somebody to like drive outside people's houses with a megaphone. The non-subscribers. That's something we should do. A big Roar faithful van on the side of it. Like for the. I was going to make a joke there. I'm not. No, that could go anyway. I'm going to backtrack from that one. But come on. Don't be, be sound, be grand. Subscribe to the page and stop making Conor smell things. That's a bit discerning. But anyway, yes, subscribe to the channel and head over to our Facebook, Instagram, and our Twitter, and of course the website lansdowneroar.ie. Right, let's get into it, Conor. Conor's done the iBigs, so we've just so it'll just be players that I don't know. Actually,
I've included as well. I've included who's playing tomorrow and who's not playing this weekend. So
just looking there, the goalkeepers looks pretty svelte. But anyway, I'll just say, so if anything's missed out, you can blame Conor. I haven't seen these, so
don't worry, it's good.
Are you ready, Conor?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
I think
Let's do it. Let's have a look at the goalies. Creevin Keller, he plays Sunday. He won't. He's going to sit in the bench. Mark Travers, 90 minutes and 2-1 win against Plymouth for Middlesbrough. Gavin Mazzino injured for Standard Liège. Josh Keeley, 90 minutes and 4-3 win against Barnsley for Leighton Orient. Max O'Leary, 90 minutes and a 2-1 win over Sunderland for Bristol. Of course, Conor Harahan's Barnsley.
Yeah, and could you say sorry? You thought I'd left someone out there because the goalkeeper was only 23 seconds long. You thought that's very short. But I left out no one. I forget no one. I am the ref tracker. But
Oh my Jesus!
it
Do you
looks
see what it's like? Like
yeah.
this is the next generation, folks. You know, you have to. Yeah, do you want me to, rub your belly and give you a treat as well? Call you a good boy? Jesus Christ, you're doing your
I
job.
can win. But it was yeah, Conor Howard, that's actually a big. I think it is quite big news. We didn't mention that about him getting the job at Barnsley, which
I did.
is a great thing. Well, we did in social media, but not on Roar as such, not separately.
I
But
just said it there. See, I'm clued
yeah,
in,
well, you
Connor.
wished up. But anyway, it was a terrible start to his official managerial career. It was 3-0 up and ended up losing 4-3. So, but in better news, it now means Leighton Orient are in the playoffs if their fate is in their own hands now because Reading lost. Noel Hunt's Reading lost at the weekend. So, their fate is in their own hands. Josh Keeley could be going to the playoffs now with Leighton Orient and obviously Ollie O'Neill as well, but he's currently injured. Hopefully he'd be back if they get into the playoffs and at the end of the season. And then Max O'Leary looks to be Bristol City can't stop winning games against Sunderland. Sunderland went down to 10 men early. Then I think it was Mayanda ran 70 yards with the ball and scored, and then they came back and won 2-1. So it's great to see that it looks like two keepers will be in the playoffs in Championship and League One. So it's a good time
There
to
you
be an
go.
Irish goalkeeper.
Doing well. Lovely. Let's move it on to the defenders. Matt Doherty plays Sunday for Wolves. Jacob Bryan, 90 minutes and 2-0 loss against Man City for Everton. Nathan Collins, 90 minutes and a 4-2 win over Brighton for Brentford. Dara O'Shea, he plays Sunday with Ipswich Town. James Abankwa, 85 minutes and a 2-1 loss against Burnley for Watford. Jimmy Dunn, 90 minutes and a 2-1 for Preston. A 2-1 what, Connor? QPR. Robbie Brady, 90 minutes and an assist and a 2-1 loss against Leeds for Preston. Callum Adele, 90 minutes and 2-0 loss against Sheffield United. Seamus Cohen, unused sub for Everton. Liam Scales, he plays Sunday for Celtic. Shane Duffy, 90 minutes and a 5-3 loss against Portsmouth for Norwich City. Mark McGuinness, 90 minutes and a 1-0 win over Derby for Luton. Ryan Manning, 85 minutes and a 1-1 draw against West Ham for Southampton. Andrew Amabomadeli, 90 minutes, got booked as well in a 0-0 draw with Monaco. John Egan, 90 minutes and a 1-0 loss against Swansea for Hull. Aaron Cashin, 1 minute in a 4-2 loss against Brentford. Good man, Aaron. Samuel Garcia McNulty, no game. Will Ferry, no game for Dundee United. See, it's not easy, Connor. You have to be consistent with these things. Graphics a little bit all over the place. You got to be consistent.
I'll correct myself. Jimmy Dunn was playing against Robbie Brady, which QPR won 2-1, and Robbie Brady got the assist for the goal for Preston. But anyway, a bit of a mad weekend there with defenders. Ryan Manning today, the goal I would say was probably on him. He let Jared Bowen get in on his left foot too easily. Other than that, he actually had a decent game. It was just he should have shown Jared Bowen out into his right more. It made it too easy for him to cut in on his left. I don't know if you've seen it. I shared my socials of John Egan's penalty that he gave away yesterday for Hull City against Swansea is one of the worst refereeing decisions I've ever seen in my life. He made a brilliant block with his head to stop a goal-bound shot, and the ref gave us a handball. Swansea scored from the penalty spot. Now Hull are 3 points, I believe, above the relegation zone with 3 games left. And the thing is, if they would have got a draw, that's 2 wins. So yeah, no, they're 2 points ahead of Luton, who Luton won at the weekend, actually. We'll talk about the goal score in a bit, but Mark McGuinness got man of the match. He was absolutely exceptional, showing everyone how good of a defender he really is, and probably that he was harshly dropped by Ireland, even though Luton have had a terrible season. He's actually been quite good at the back. But yeah, that John Egan thing, I still can't get over it now, Dave, to be honest, because it's one of the worst decisions I've ever seen. And if that ends up being the extra point that they miss out on, it ends up dropping Hull, I would be suing that referee for a lot of money. No, other than that, Jacob Ryan, the last 2-0 today, he made an exceptional goal line clearance from Kevin De Bruyne with his head. So he actually played well, other than the fact that they lost. But no, I think that's all really with the defenders in terms of who to praise and who to say slipped
There you
up a
go.
bit.
Fair enough. Let's move it on to midfield. Josh Cullen, 90 minutes in a 2-1 win over Watford for Burnley. Jason Knight, 90 minutes in 2-1 win over Sunderland for Bristol. Will Smallman, an unused sub for Southampton. You got a lot to say about that, Connor. You said off there anyway. Jack Taylor, an unused sub for Ipswich. Finn Azars, 90 minutes and a goal and a 2-1 win over Plymouth for Middlesbrough. Mark Sykes, injured for Bristol, probably out for the rest of the season. Jason Lumby, suspended still for West Brom. Andy Moore, an unused sub at Stoke City. Jamie McGrath, 15 minutes and 2-1 win over Hearts. He is back from injury for Aberdeen. Alan Brown, 13 minutes and 2-1 loss against Bristol City for Sunderland. Luke O'Connell, 90 minutes and a 4-3 loss against Leyton Orient for Barnsley. Boston Lawal, 10 minutes. He's back. 2-0 win against Sheffield Wednesday. Conor Coventry, 90 minutes and 2-1 win over Northampton for Charlton. John Joe Patrick Finn plays Sunday for Stade Ram. And Milanic Ali, 90 minutes in a goal and a 1-0 win over Derby. Crucial goal for them as well. So you're not happy about Will Smallman not playing? Why?
No, it's not about actually. It wasn't about that. It's on the other side. But when it comes to West Ham, it's actually something. I'm not really too fussed about Will Smallman not playing. To be honest.
Oh right, it's because Fergie.
But actually, I don't know why I put unused sub for Jack Taylor. He plays tomorrow. I'm just predicting the future pretty much that he'll be an unused sub. But the Milanic Ali story, or what you call him, as you call him, Milanic, but he seems to be, the commentators seem to just call him Millie Ali, just to, I think, probably remove any doubt of.
I mean, the first name, I don't know.
It's not a common name now in Dublin, so it's hard to know what.
No, but like, is it? Where's it from? That name, like, is it?
I don't know.
I know it's not Serbian, but it sounds Serbian.
Yeah,
so it's like Milic.
No, his story is just getting better and better. Dave scoring the winner for Luton, and I would if I was making a prediction now at this stage, I think Luton will stay up. The same points as Derby, who they beat at the weekend away from home, who are obviously Derby are 21st and they're 22nd in the relegation zone, and then Hull obviously are 2 points ahead. So I think Luton will be, of the three teams, obviously one of them will go down. I think Luton's probably the most likely to finish outside the drop zone because of the form they're currently in, and he's playing a big part of it. He could end up being a bargain of a 1.5 million sign in January, and I would not be against calling up to the Ireland squad in June, because, or even have him in that extra training camp, because I think he's deserved it. He's came into Luton in January. There wasn't really much expectations on him, because he was coming into a side that was struggling, and you were kind of like, oh, come in. It was 1.5 million. Hopefully he does all right, but if he doesn't, it's 1.5 million. But he seems to have taken a lot of pressure on the shoulders for them, and has scored 2 crucial goals over the last few weeks. And I think the biggest thing though over the midfielders is Boston is back. The King is back. As he tweeted, as he put on his Instagram, he put as the caption, "Look, Mom, I played." Which he's buzzing about. But no, I'm delighted that he's back. He actually done quite well in the 10 minutes he came on. He whatever way they were 2-0 up and they were trying to see the game out. They were taking the ball into the corner and they were giving to him, and obviously because of his frame and his size, they're bodying off the Sheffield Wednesday player Shea Charles that plays for Northern Ireland, and ended up getting very thick at him for swiping him out. In fairness, his brother Pierce Charles, that was in goal for Sheffield Wednesday, they've probably had the worst goalkeeping error I've seen all season. He was going to kick the ball out for counter-attack, and he kicked it against, I think it was Ben Wilmot. Kicks against Ben Wilmot's arse and went in the back of the net, and Stoke scored from it. So that's a bit karma from players for Northern Ireland. But anyway, I know it's great to see Boston back, and he looks, as I said to you about his fitness-wise and what he couldn't do whilst he was injured. So it was great to see him back, and he looks a lot leaner and a lot more Boston that was at Fleetwood when he came on the other day that he could. So I think they're guaranteed to stay up now. I know they play Leeds on Monday, so they probably won't throw him in starting against Leeds. I think that would be a bit unfair on him. So I think hopefully they'll give him about 30 minutes on Monday with no pressure on them, and then the last 2 games, he will probably, I'd say they might give him, 30 minutes in the next or 45, and then maybe start him the last game. And if he starts one of these next 3 games, put him in the orange squad is all I'd say. And obviously, just on the last thing, I know I'm ranting a bit here. Finizaz scored, which is always good to see. And Jimmy McGrath's back, even though he's going to Hibs in the summer. He played 15 minutes today, but he came on. I think it was like this. I think it was the 70th minute he came on today in the Scottish Cup semi-final and helped Aberdeen beat Hearts and see the place into the cup final. So he'll be going to the cup final. I don't know what that is, but it's against St Johnstone or Celtic. So it'll be Irish involvement on either side, no matter what.
And a runner-up medal for Jamie McGrath.
Well, if it's against St Johnstone, you never know.
That won't be against. Gee, come on. Although it'd be funny if it was. Okay, let's move it on to the attackers. Troy Parrott plays on Monday in the Dutch Cup final, actually, for AZ Alkmaar. Evan Ferguson, 10 minutes in a 1-1 draw against Southampton. Adamida plays Sunday for Celtic. Sinclair Armstrong, an unused sub today for Bristol City. Mikey Johnson, 73 minutes and 2-0 loss against Coventry. Rockovata, 75 minutes and an assist in a 2-1 loss against West Brom for Watford. Tom Cannon, an unused sub for Sheffield United, his season flying. Sammy Smolich still out injured for Ipswich Town. Festi Ebasela plays on, well, we hope plays Sunday for Istanbul. Casey McAteer, Sunday for Leicester against Liverpool. Chiadozie Ogbeni still out injured for Ipswich, of course. Colin Robertson not in the squad for Cardiff. Oh dear. Michael Abafemi, 12 minutes and 2-1 loss against Middlesbrough for Plymouth. Aaron Conley, 16 minutes and a 4-1 loss against Blackburn for Millwall. Tyler Goodrum, 89 minutes and a 1-0 loss against Leeds United for Oxford. And Adumo Amaku, 26 minutes and a 4-1 loss against Blackburn for Millwall. What?
Idemo.
It's
a silent say. Just imagine it as a silent A. Idemo.
Literally, name comes flying at me. I don't know what's happening. And you, a couple of weeks ago, you started throwing these names into it without even telling me. I didn't even see it.
And just, it was good to see Aaron Conley back, Dave. I thought last weekend when I seen him watch, he had up on his story on Instagram about McIlroy winning the golf, and it looked like he had a boot on him, like a proper ankle surgery boot, or for protection, but it must have been a recovery boot, because it was good to see him back though this weekend. That's the main thing. I don't know what the extent of his injury end up was. The other strikers, probably no one really did anything. Probably a big worry with Callum Robinson. He's not involved at all with Cardiff at the moment. I don't think he's injured at all, because I haven't seen it about being injured, and they're deep in a relegation battle. Their fans seem to be too happy with him at the moment, which is never a good sign.
There's a little bit of rumor, and we're not going to perpetuate it here, but yeah.
Just search his name on Twitter, stuff will come up. But it's nothing that he hasn't done it in illegal. Don't worry, he hasn't done it.
No, nothing like that. But we don't know. We don't know what the situation is. But there are rumors that perhaps he wasn't the most professional, but we don't know. We genuinely don't know. There's no evidence of that, but there is rumor going around about that. But they're unfounded unless somebody's going to come up with a video of something. But yeah,
like Adamida.
Yeah, you showed me that video. I was like, what am I watching here? Crazy video of Adamida on social media. I don't know what's going on.
In fairness, Brendan Rodgers came out, said Ida explained. It's probably worth actually addressing, because people would have seen it. Rodgers came out and said that Ida explained the whole situation to him, and he says Ida's a very professional young man and he doesn't have a problem with it. And I think he said people need to be more smart when they decide they're going to video footballers, just the most disappointing thing, obviously, Graham Potter is a clown. Or as I tweeted earlier, Graham Potter, what a bum gaffer. He is crap. He is absolutely crap. They went 1-0 up today against Southampton. They had chance after chance. Southampton weren't that bad, in fairness. It wasn't the Southampton that's been getting battered every week. Southampton actually done all right, probably because they had no pressure on them, because they know they're already down.
It always happens, yeah.
But he Fulcrook done all right, in fairness to them, but it got to, I think it was like the 70th minute, 75th minute. Ferguson was up warming up. The commentators go, "Oh, it looks like Ferguson's going to come on now. He's after going sprinting down the tunnel like he was way to get something for coming on." And then less than a minute later, West Ham made 2 subs. One of the subs was Thomas Soucek to come on for Nicholas Fulcrook. And we were thinking, everyone's thinking, what is going on here? Even on commentary, I can't remember who was on commentary, but it's one of the usual commentary pack on these. I won't say where I was watching the game, but on one of these probably Saudi or Qatari channels that have English commentators on it anyway. And they were saying, this is a bit of a strange move here. You'd think he'd go for another one instead of sitting back against Southampton, bringing on an extra midfielder, and ended up being the case. Ferguson anyway did come on for Jarabone with 10 minutes to go, or it was 85th minute, but he played 10 minutes with added time added on, and West Ham sat back, came back to haunt them. Southampton got a deserved equaliser, in fairness. But then even when the goal went in, it was still Southampton piling the pressure on. Obviously, momentum's a big thing in football, but because of the way Graham Potter had brought on 7 or 8 negative players on the pitch, they were never getting out of their own half. And I'd say West Ham fans are starting to get quite worried over it. Obviously, Ferguson isn't the reason, but it's just a highlight of Graham Potter. I used to think he was a good gaffer at Brighton. Obviously, he did very well with that Swedish team he was with, but his time at West Ham so far has been farce, and I don't know why he doesn't know whether to go too negative or go too attacking, or he just doesn't seem. So it's just whenever the season gets overdone with, it's probably better off with Ferguson, because West Ham play Brighton next. Obviously, he can't be involved in that game. And then look, there are games after that. Like after that, they play Spurs, Man United, Forest, and then Ipswich last game. Like Forest will be a very tough game, obviously, because they're going for Europe. United will probably speak about in a sec, but they're going to be playing the kids the rest of the season. And Spurs will, obviously, they're going to focus on the Europa League, but I don't know whether they'll want to try and.
He's not going to play.
No.
He's not going to start, and notwithstanding a massive crisis like a food poisoning outbreak in Asia, he's not going to play him. And I've said this before. Look, I mean, the jury's still out with Potter. Good reputation, did very well in Sweden, did very well at Brighton, and then there's talk he could be the next England manager. Goes to Chelsea, absolutely, it ate him up, completely ate him up. wasn't able for it. He's come back in now with another big club, West Ham, albeit a little bit lower down the food chain,
a lot smaller than Chelsea.
Well, yeah,
they're a lot smaller.
Yeah. In terms of what you mean, like fan size, whatever, probably probably bigger.
Pressure wise,
yeah. But anyway, and although there's a lot of pressure at West Ham as well, but yeah, there's no competition. Like he's probably just, to be honest with you, he's probably just trying to get through the rest of the season. The manager, and they're not going to go down. They are not going to go down. It's not going to happen. And he's probably just going to get through the rest of the season. He's not going to get Ferguson either. We've talked about that. It looks like it could be Leeds or Everton, maybe on loan. So it's just not going to happen, really. And it's just best. It's actually probably better if Ferguson went back to Brighton, to be honest. If he
I actually said that to lads earlier today. I was speaking in a group chat, and I said, "Would Ferguson, if Ferguson doesn't come on today against West Ham, is he just better off getting his loan terminated and going back to Brighton?" I don't know what the way the rules are. I've never seen a Premier League player, because you never really see a player in the Premier League going on loan to another Premier League club at this level of sort of thing. That whatever it would, obviously you could do it in January, whatever, but I couldn't imagine there's a break clause in this deal. And I don't know whether he could play again for Brighton after playing for West Ham.
I know it's, but like to play devil's advocate with Graham Potter, I kind of understand why. Like, it's a terrible situation, really, for the player, for Ferguson. Why are you going to play him? There's no pressure on. Don't really need to play. I'm going to concentrate. You're not going to be here next season, so I'm going to concentrate on the players that are. Most managers would probably do that anyway. They'd probably do that anyway, and he's certainly not going to go back there. And I feel bad for Evan as well. I don't think this is maybe being a bit harsh on Graham Potter as well. I mean, is he good enough? Is he a good enough manager? We're going to find out. It's not down to the Evan Ferguson thing, whether he is or not. It's his overall results. But, I feel bad for Ferguson. And it's just a lose-lose situation. But then why sign him? Why sign him if you're not going to play him? I'd love to know what the conversation is. I'd love to know what's going on there. But there's been no reports of an
Yeah.
attitude issue with Evan Ferguson. So I just
Just
think
where,
circumstance.
yeah. Like as I said to you, I'm actually sick of talk about it, and I didn't mean to bring it
Yeah,
up in
yeah,
that context because people will probably give out saying
yeah.
talk about Ferguson
We're
again.
not we're not going to bring
Yeah.
it. We're not going to mention it. We make a promise here. We're not going to mention it
Unless there's
anymore.
transfer news, unless there's a heavy transfer
Yeah,
link. But I meant
no
in
more
terms
about
of
Evan.
just Graham Potter's just being a clown at the moment. Just I wanted to say that. Just I think he's bum. But anyway, we can. What do you think we could look forward to an idea of over the next couple of days?
Well, hopefully, try part winning the Dutch Cup. It'd be fantastic for
Yeah.
him.
On Monday they play the cup final, which is a huge day for obviously AZ and for Troy. Troy's never won a trophy in senior football, so it
Yeah,
would be a massive. And you want that winning culture. I know it's different winning the league and winning the cup, but it's still that feeling that many footballers don't get experience really in their career is winning matches like that. And like hopefully we'll probably see Festy get more minutes tomorrow because he's not really played so far, but he's trying to come back from injury. We'll see Casey McAteer tear apart Liverpool. Big
please.
day in Scotland. Obviously, we have St Johnstone against Celtic. You have Scales and Ida against Sam Curtis and Graham Carey for St Johnstone. Hopefully, St Johnstone get the job done. Not in big against Celtic, but just it's probably a better story for football if you had St Johnstone against Aberdeen Cup final and
Yeah,
you had them lads experience that feeling of going to Hampden Park to play that. And then obviously, hopefully, we'll see probably Jack Moorhouse make his Premier League debut tomorrow. I'm very hopeful that we'll hopefully see that tomorrow because we said the night Dave Ruben Aberin said about their full focus is on the Europa League and the kids are going to have to get a lot more minutes in the Premier League now over the next couple of weeks. I know United's game against Atletico Bilbao, the first leg is until the 1st of May. So it's like 2 weeks away. There's 2 more Premier League games before that. So probably I don't think he'll start tomorrow anyway, but if he gets minutes tomorrow, I'd be hopeful that he does. And maybe that Bournemouth game on the 27th or the Brentford game on the 4th between the 2 legs is such that he might get his opportunity to impress properly in the Premier League. And if he gets that opportunity to impress the Premier League, hopefully we might see him in an Ireland senior shirt even in June.
yeah. Hopefully so. But no, I'm wishing Troy Parrott all the best luck. Obviously tomorrow. That's the one. On Monday. But yeah, tomorrow, I suppose, when this comes out, we'll be trying to have a look at that. They, of course, play Go Ahead Eagles in the Dequeep Stadium. How do you say that? Dequeep, is it? The Fine Arts Stadium, the one in Rotterdam.
You don't know. You tell me.
Not
You
Dutch.
tell me. But Monday's
You're,
going to be a good day of football again
you're the
because
prod.
what has that got to do with it? And I'm not a prod anymore. What's that got to do with the creation of a Dutch stadium?
No, your history, young man.
Yeah, but a Dutch stadium has nothing to do with being a prod or not.
No,
You're the
but
one that lives in that country. But anyway,
I don't live in the Netherlands.
no, but I mean in a proddy country anyway.
Go ahead.
But
Sector.
obviously Monday we are back, but Good Friday or Good Friday, Easter Monday football. So it's mental time for football. Good, it's a bit like Christmas football and more League of Ireland again on Monday. So we'll have an enjoyable League of Ireland review to record, plus our live on Tuesday night with Mr. Prendergast.
That's
Hopefully
right.
he's alive. Hopefully he is
That's
alive.
right. Haven't heard from him, Martin. If you're out there, we hope you're all right. We will be back on Tuesday for the live. Do join us for that one. We're looking at a 9 o'clock start, Connor.
Yeah, hopefully
9 o'clock. Martin, hello. You are on this live. I hope you just. I'm taking a break from it, folks. But you'll have Martin and Connor on the live. Do get involved on the YouTube, on the Facebook, and of course on the Twitter. And we will be back for the League of Ireland as well. The League of Ireland review. Connor and myself. Connor, we're going to leave it there.
we will. Yeah,
It's supposed to be a short one. I'm gone nearly bloody half an hour. Anyway, listen, folks. I hope you have a fantastic Easter. Please do subscribe to the channel. Don't be illegal. Just hit subscribe. Also, do enjoy the other social medias of Facebook and Twitter and our Instagram. And also head over to lansdowneroar.ie, lansdowneroar.ie for an audio version of this podcast, wherever you get your podcast from. And also, if you want some opinion, and there's a lot of opinion over there, some fantastic articles from the team there as well. Anyway, we're going to leave it there, folks. Thank you very much, Conor. Thank you. I'm David Dunn. He is Conor McAvoy. Happy Easter, everybody. Happy Easter eggs. And come on, you boys in green.